This is a North Staffordshire oatcake. We can get into it in the pod. Right then. Should we do this?
Yeah, shall we?
Let's
right,
go.
Let's go.
Let's rock and roll.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Holly. I'm the queen of Lousy Advice. I've given it, I've taken it, I've spouted it out, I've shoved it, I've done whatever else with it. But I've spent a lot of my life listening to it. So I thought we'd make a podcast to provide you even more lousy advice. But if you're wondering why it's not just me and who this tiny little weenie man is, that is my intern, Rory.
Thank you very much for the intro, and thanks for not making me do it this week. I've got a week off doing that, which is great. Hi everyone, I'm Rory. I'm the not so tiny intern, 6'2", and actually soon to be formally recognised as
the Kingtern. This probably isn't very good HR-wise. He is also my fiance, but he's...
Intern first, fiance second. Is that brilliant?
This week, we're talking about fashion, because obviously you can see that me and Rory are very cool.
Yeah, great.
This is probably better if you're a listener or if you don't know what I look like or what we wear.
Yeah.
I've tried to, if I'm honest, I've put on my most fashionable clothing item and also my most expensive clothing item.
I'm just looking at what you're wearing. So Holly's wearing like a green waistcoat, and it says the word super vintage on the front, which sounds like it sounds like somewhat like some millennial mum has heard that vintage things are cool. So she's gone and found something that says super vintage on it. So it must be super cool. You can't actually have something that says super vintage. Well, that is embarrassing.
This top, I do have a story connected to it. Oh my God, I'm casual chit-chatting just right off the bat. This is insane. But this top, basically, I went to Dubai because my friend lives there. Big time. Do I ever stop talking about Dubas?
No. Yeah, it's like a 50-50 split between Dubas and former flames.
Yeah, that's so true. So anyway, I went to Dubai to visit my friend. And while we were there, you know, on holiday, sometimes it feels like money isn't real. And we went into American Vintage and I saw this and immediately I was like, I love it. If for listeners, it's a luminous green like knitted vest. You would have seen me in it if you follow me anywhere.
It looks as bad as it sounds.
What do you mean? No, it's really very cool. Brings out my eyes. Anyway, I got this and I went to pay. And obviously in Dubai, I don't know what their currency is, but
dirhams, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's 5 times, I think, around the UK pound. I don't know exactly. I'm not the stock market. But it's a lot more, whatever. It's confusing. So anyway, me and my friend looked at it. And then whatever the price it said was, it would equate to £80. And I was like, oh, that's quite a lot for like a little like waist jacket thing. But I was like, do you know what? I do love it. So like maybe I should get it. So my friend was like, yes, queen, you've got to buy it. We then walk out of the shop and then went on with our day. And then I went on my phone later on. I had the Monzo thing come up. And it turned out we'd got the... Maths isn't my forte.
Oh, shock. I did not see this story going there.
And we didn't have head of finance Rory there to fact check it. Turns out it was £180. And like,
that was £180.
But yeah, this is not worth.
Wow.
I once went to Malia for a week, flights, like accommodation, hand luggage and cabin luggage.
And a snog.
And so many snogs. And that was £175 on teletext. So like, I had a week's holiday for Malia.
That shows how old you are. You're not helping yourself there.
Yeah, I know.
So you got a holiday off teletext.
Yeah, that is weird.
I'd say
how we did
90% of our listeners and viewers wouldn't know what teletext is.
Yeah, I don't. Well, we had to actually just ring on the phone. Like we didn't actually do it on the telly, but whatever. Malia, oi oi. But yeah, sorry, I don't know how I've gone back to Malia. Good times.
It's the classic trifecta of Malia, teletext, and this awful waistcoat you're wearing. Most people talk about one of those 3 things a day. You've got all 3 into one.
So yeah, I would appreciate it if you'd comment below how nice it is and that you do think it's worth £180, because it still sometimes makes me sweat a little bit knowing that I'm wearing something that's that expensive. But whatever. Anyway, let's casual chit-chat it up.
Yeah, okay. But so on the topic of fashion, so that's what we're discussing this week.
Yeah.
I think I've mentioned maybe in a previous episode,
you've got no taste.
No, it's not I've got no taste. I've just got a severely limited wardrobe. And yeah, I don't own that many T-shirts. So I'm now at the end of my wardrobe. So for those watching today, Holly just described her outfit. I'll describe mine. I've got a black T-shirt on, fine. It's then at on the left pectoral. It's got a sort of crest that says High Lane Oatcakes. This is a shop in.
Are you getting paid for this?
No, this is not yet. We've got our first sponsor. No, this is an oatcake shop. It's a shop that sells Staffordshire oatcakes in Stoke.
Yeah.
And my dad got it me for my birthday, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just explaining.
Is it muscle fit?
It's what I was about to get onto is the fit isn't amazing. The fit does look like I'm trying to get my not very existing guns out.
You look a bit like Geordie Shore vibes. The neckline's a bit low.
Yeah, and the sleeves kind of poke up a bit. So it's not the best fit. If it was like a baggier sleeve, it'd be quite cool.
It's a bit like Gaz.
I'm going to be honest here and admit I probably do need some fashion advice.
Yeah.
So listeners, I think we're going to have to just bear with me in this episode because we're going to be on a learning journey together. You're going to be learning. You're going to be getting some lousy advice. I'm going to be getting some. And together, we can walk out of here and maybe not walk around in high-lane oatcake tops.
Then he's got business navy chinos on. Like, it's like, and you got the office at 10 and whatever nightclub in Newcastle at 12.
I've got my,
You got cool trainers on. That's only because
eagle-eyed watchers. You probably noticed that the trousers I've got on this week, they're the same as last week, but they're different to the first 6 weeks. First 6 weeks was a different pair.
Was it shorts?
No, they were blue trousers, but I've got 2 pairs of trousers that I ever wear. This is the other pair.
I had to go back to jeans. It turned out I was basically flashing our editors and producers while they were having to edit it for 3 days, having my arse out in my shorts. And they had to like blur it. I don't know if you'll see one of the old episodes. It's just all blurred underneath. So yeah, apologies for that. I've now strictly got jeans on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I think this fashion episode, I might not be able to offer too much advice. I've got some strong thoughts on some things though.
Yeah,
so I will be able to offer some advice. That's always good when
someone's
But I'd like it if we all come out
thoughts.
of this knowing exactly what we should be wearing going forwards.
Yeah, you're so
and
right.
It might actually turn out that muscle fit high lane oatcake tops are the ones to wear.
So just casually chit-chatting. Firstly, Zumba is so back. So my Zumba instructor took the summer holidays off. Again, selfish. Also turns out her kids go to private school. That's why it felt like such a long, horrible summer.
Oh, right.
But they're finally back at school. And I went back to Zumba and it was so good. The class was so hard. Someone's like, what is it? Her calf muscle pinged off and she had to get like hoisted out.
Yeah, it pinged off.
She had to get like hoisted out of the class and go and sit outside and go to A&E.
That's
how hard
person?
It was. She was not old. She was like
your age. Okay, fine, yeah.
So nasty. So anyway, Zumba's back, so there's a reason to live again, which is good. Secondly, we tried to book a paddle court, which I know you're not interested in paddle, but just bear with me. So me and Rory played paddle and we were playing against my little cousins because I want to get my Playtomic score up. And you do that by playing with people and they've not really played paddle. So I was like, we'll just juice them and get our score up. However, when we tried to book it, one of my cousins like joined on, but then the other cousin was like late to do it. So a complete randomer joined into our match. And then we were a bit like, it feels a bit rude to then kick him off if he's now made this plan on his Sunday to play this match. But we had to just be selfish and just boofed him right off.
It felt really mean. He joined and he was obviously because it isn't that easy to find these slots. So he was obviously well excited. He sees he's playing with me. So he's like, okay, I'm going to learn a thing or two. Gets himself in there. And then suddenly we panic and we're like, we can't do this because we had pre-organised to play amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
So then we cancelled it and booked again.
But it reminded me of this time at uni. So in second year, I really went balls to the wall. I like found my spark or whatever. And I booked on to go on this ski trip. And you had to plan who was going to be in your room. And then there was a group of like my friends. There were 6 of us girls. We were all going to share a room. And everyone was like, Holly, have you booked on yet? I was like, I will. But I was just like being slow. And then suddenly this random man called Steve booked into their room.
An actual man?
Like, yes. He was like, well, we were like 18, 19.
Yeah.
And he was 25.
What?
So it felt like a man. And they were like, he must have booked onto that like by mistake because it's 5 girls. Like, we'll just message him. So they messaged this Steve and were like, babe, he was a club photographer. That was it. They were like, can you like,
dodgy.
they're like, oh, you must have accidentally got like allocated this room. Can you kick off it? He was like, oh no, I haven't. I purposely booked that room. He's like, I just feel like girls are cleaner. So I shared with them. So we had to go to battle with this man to be like, can you get off, Steve?
You had to persuade him out.
So I can come in.
If he'd stayed. Imagine the week with him in there.
And well, they had to really go on Facebook Messenger. They were like, Steve, fuck off. And then luckily we boshed him out.
I'm not sure whose side I'm on. It is a bit of a weird move from Steve, I think.
Steve must be about 50 now.
But I do like picking other people's sides.
So come on, bit of you. What casual chit chat have you got?
Look, I'll say it. It might get cut because I'm about to talk about golf. I play golf. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. I'm not very good at golf. So I've been trying to get a lesson recently. And the golf coach who I had a lesson from a while ago at the local golf place is great. But he doesn't seem to actually want to teach me to play golf. I don't know if it's because he's tried in the past and knows I'm like got no hope. But maybe I'll just read out to our listeners the conversation I've had with him.
This is embarrassing. This is like when you fancy someone and they're just like really hoping you're going to get the hint. Like Rory will not leave this man alone. And he does not reply to Rory ever. And it's making me cringe that Rory's taking the hint. Yeah, because
I think in a dating episode, I think we spoke about getting ghosted. And I gave it the big one, like, yeah, I haven't been ghosted. I've now been getting ghosted by this man I'm trying to give money to. We'll call him Tim. So I said, hi, Tim. Do you have a slot for a lesson this week at all, please? This is on the Saturday.
Did you give him a kiss?
Then... No kiss. Then it takes him 3 days to reply. Yeah. Tuesday evening, Rory, can you make tomorrow daytime at 3 p.m? Obviously, I can't just make tomorrow daytime at 3 p.m. I've got podcasts to film, all right?
Tim, you dick.
Tim. It's on the Tuesday. Hi, I can't do tomorrow, sorry. But then I offer up loads of days. I'm like, I can do Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, next week, blah, blah, blah. Thanks. On the Tuesday. Gets to Tuesday finishes, no reply. Wednesday finishes, no reply. Thursday, still no reply.
This was literally me all through my 20s.
Yeah, I was like, why am I now? I don't like this ghosting business. So then I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to double message him.
Yeah.
So then,
that's embarrassing.
Thursday comes around. So I say, hi, Tim. Don't suppose any of those times work for you. Cheers, Rory. And then, again, still no reply that day. Next day, he does reply. He says, I'll check my schedule for you, Rory. And then, so I said, oh, great, thanks. This is on the Friday.
Such a beg.
So then I leave it the rest of Friday. He doesn't message me. Leave it Saturday.
Would you not take the hint at this point?
I know. I've not been ghosted before, so I don't really get what's going on. Friday, no reply. Saturday, no reply. Sunday, no reply. So then eventually I message him, and then he comes back to me on the Monday, and he's like, finally, he's like, yeah, okay, like, what are we going to do about it? And then he's now back on board, I think.
Okay.
But stay tuned because I still might be getting ghosted.
Comment below. Yeah. Rory should message him again.
So I just thought I'd share that because I just wanted to share a bit of my vulnerable side to show, I'm not just this man that can't be ghosted. I have been ghosted and it hurts.
Oh my God.
Don't ghost. Especially if you're getting money. Like, I don't understand why he really didn't want to coach me.
You must be doing something seriously dodgy that he doesn't want to do it with you. Are you doing something weird at the session?
I don't anything weird. I just don't think I'm very good.
Were you like when he was like doing the swing? Was he putting his arms around you and you were enjoying it a bit too much or something?
No, that didn't happen.
My other things I've got to say is that there's a conker competition that I've seen online and it's not very near us.
Sorry, so you have to go with me talking about boring things. You talk about a conker competition.
I think this isn't boring. Honestly, if any of you want to enter, let me know and we can make a group. But you can. It's like the World Championships and it's in like Northampton. It's in October.
How glamorous.
And I really want to get a group of us together to enter this competition. And I just think it would be sick. And then I was looking up, okay, well, how would I make sure I win? And it's all about hardening your conker. Apparently the best way to do that is feed it to a pig. And then when a pig shits it out, it makes it hard. Oh. So I'm just trying to work out my logistics.
You could try it with yourself. Could you try and do that?
I don't think I could pass a conker, particularly seeing as I've got piles. I don't think
do you think that'd make them worse? Could heal them. It could be like a new herbal remedy.
No, that would not heal it. No. But do you think you could for me? Would you do that for me?
No, absolutely
not.
You
would pass a conker?
No.
I bet we could get Gourds to do it.
Okay, Gourds, if you're listening, get in the comments if you'll pass the conker.
Gourds is our friend, by the way. Not a pig. Anyway, next thing. Rory and I are going away again to Cornwall, where we went in I think you heard us speak about this in one of the first episodes. The problem is we're going to the exact same place that we went earlier in this summer. And you might remember from the earlier podcast where I talked about this really fit surf instructor that taught us.
That was 5 minutes it took you to mention the former flame or someone being fit.
But he wasn't a flame because he wasn't interested because he had a girlfriend. Now, we talked quite a lot about him on the podcast and on socials. So there is a chance that he will have seen that content. And at the time, it was like, hee, ha, ha. He's in the past. It doesn't matter. It was just funny. But now I'm scared it's going to rear its ugly head because he's going to be on that same beach again. And if we see him, I'm going to have to be like, hello, sorry to saying to the entire world how much I fancied you, weirdo.
I reckon,
that's what I
don't think he'll be there. He'll be at uni or at school or something. He was
older.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, he's younger than us.
No, he wasn't that much younger. He's my age, 22.
Yeah, brilliant.
Anyway,
okay, so
I'm kind of scared.
You're going to be so awkward.
Yeah, I'm scared to see him. Now he knows how I feel.
I love seeing like all these things coming back to bite you. Like you always give it the big time on the big one. Sorry, on your socials, on the podcast. But then as soon as you have to confront these people in real life, you panic, you crumb, and you make me deal with it. You're going to
Or
say...
it might happen. I might get there and he might be like, babe, it's been a hot summer. Me and her aren't together anymore. And I'd be like, babe, neither are we. See ya. I bet that's my brother. Just ignore it. You keep saying he's my fiance. It's so weird because we're related. I think that's all of our casual chit-chat.
That was some pretty casual chit-chat, wasn't it?
We did so much casual chit-chatting. Wowee.
No, I'm serious. Like, where do you get your good manners from?
Rory's whole family are all really nice. It's like someone's like, Rory, you better say please or thank you. Like, it's almost like because they're all so nice, they all genuinely want to be helpful.
Right then, should we get on with it?
The manners have just gone. Yeah. Okay. We're moving on to our favourite segment. Rory Toft, do you want to introduce it?
Welcome to this week's Don't Get Your Knickers in a Twist.
Bosh.
Welcome to this week's Don't Get Your Knickers in a Twist. So Holly and listeners and viewers, what we're doing this week is I've got a big mega pair of pink lacy naughty knickers in my hands. And what we're going to do is we're going to discuss what's been getting our knickers in a twist and we're going to twist them however many times out of 10 our knickers have been getting in a twist because of them getting in a twist from something twisting them.
You're so right. Okay.
So Holly, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, so something that's really getting my knickers in a twist at the minute is the fact that I keep getting parking fines, right? And or like parking fines, driving fines, whatever else. And I think sometimes they're forgetting that I am just a girl. Like I'm just trying to get through the world. Like I have so much on my plate. Like I'm trying to manage a job. I'm trying to manage a relationship. I'm trying to manage free time. Trying to like chat to my friends, organize things. Like I'm just trying to manage my life. I don't need you as well asking me to pay £8 for the parking. Do you know what I mean? Like, or the one that we got most recently, it was to drop Rory off at the airport. Like, do you think I want to be doing an airport drop-off journey? Of course I don't. I was in there 2 minutes. Now you're trying to get me to pay £100 fine. It's outrageous. You should be disappointed in yourself.
No, they shouldn't. If these fines didn't exist, people would just be parking willy-nilly and it would be absolute carnage.
Well, no, because other people should obviously be fined. Yeah, but I just don't think I should. I just think I go through enough day to day. And I think there should be a cap. I think I can handle 5 a year. After that, stop sending them to me. I don't want to pay them.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah, I'm currently on about 1 a month. I think it's fine giving Rory fines, but I don't think it's fine giving me fines. I think that's just kind of the rule.
I'll take fines. If I've ever done anything wrong, I'll take the fine because I accept my responsibility. I take responsibility for my behaviour.
Yeah.
Sounds like Holly doesn't. It sounds like she just wants to swan around, do what she wants and get away with it and not face the consequences for it.
Yeah, literally, that's all I'm asking for.
You're going to get cancelled. This is getting clipped and you're getting cancelled.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm just belching out of fear.
That was just really,
that was
really
so loud,
nervous
sorry.
belch.
Sorry.
Right, I think what we should do is we should wrap this up because otherwise you're getting yourself into a deeper and deeper cancel.
I actually do understand that I do have to pay for my parking fine. So I would say this is a tiny little wedgie for me. And I'm only 2 out of 10 bothered because I do respect the law.
Right, we're ready. Right, yeah. So for listeners, I'm about to crank the pants.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. 1. Ooh,
whoa,
that's quite a big one.
That was a big
2.
one. Oh, it's right up there.
What do we think?
Yeah, my panties in a twist for sure.
So yeah, does that look accurate?
Yep.
Cool. All right, thank you. So what we're going to do now, listeners and viewers, just while I untangle the pants, is we're going to talk about what's been getting my knickers in a twist.
Okay.
And
is it going to be interesting this week? For new listeners, basically every time Rory presents us a knickers in a twist, it's always boring and quite often Ed's to Chris, he just cuts Rory out entirely. Like there's about 4, how many weeks do you think you cut him out from?
Maybe 3.
And then he got a pity, like 2, because we mentioned to Chris that Rory's never making it.
I haven't a word with Chris, so you better leave it in.
So
this
let's
is wasted
see if this
breath
one makes
otherwise.
it. Yeah, I know, but just try and be interesting.
And it means I can't give it the same enthusiasm because, like, when I'm talking, I'm just knowing I'm talking into thin air.
But you don't give any enthusiasm anyway, do you?
Yeah, that's true.
Why don't you try and say this in your interesting voice to see if it stays in?
I tried the interesting voice. It didn't work.
Just try and introduce it in
your
your
someone
interesting
said
voice.
they were happy. Someone replied to that video saying, just stick with the monotone, we like it.
Yeah, was that you and your burner account?
No, it wasn't me and Burner.
Was it your mum?
No, it wasn't my mum.
Your dad? Auntie Claire?
Anyway, back onto what's been getting my knickers in a twist. So, topical, we're talking fashion. That's what we're talking this week. So I'm talking, what's getting my knickers in a twist is fashion trends, right? These trends.
This is boring. It's already boring.
The trends, they come and they go, and they come and they go. People just keep changing what they're wearing. I can't keep up with this.
Yeah.
If you try and keep up with these trends, it's going to cost you an absolute fortune.
what I've mentioned in my Knickers segments before is I don't like wasting money. And I feel like it's a huge waste of money. Look, I'm even stood here in my muscle fit high-low oatcakes t-shirt. That's how little I want to spend money on clothes.
You saying your dad's got you a shit present?
No, it's a good present, but
But what?
but what I'm going to do is just ignore what you're saying and carry on. So,
Sorry, why is it getting your
it's
Knickers?
getting my Knickers in a twist because people expected me to get on with these trends.
Who's expecting you to?
People look down at you for not being fashionable because,
Right.
well, you. So what I'll do is I'll either wear my high-low oatcakes or I'll just wear some plain t-shirts.
Yeah.
Because it's safe. It's safe wearing a plain top and you feel like people aren't going to attack you and you're not going to get told, ooh, like what you're wearing now is 2 seasons ago. Whereas now, even though I'm like just not participating, I've said, look, I'm out. I'm not participating in any of these trends. I still get abuse. Ooh, you're just wearing that same boring plain top all the time. So it's really twisting my knickers. And I've got a lot of passion in my voice and I'm not monotone right now. So I hope everyone respects the fact I've gone for it.
Okay,
this
so
week.
your knickers are in a twist because trends exist, and you feel like you're getting penalised for not
I feel like
joining in.
it's
on
too
them.
expensive, and you have to spend too much time and care enough to participate.
But
and
I don't think you participate. And I don't think you care. Like
No,
you
that's what I'm
wear
saying,
those
I
combats
don't
with your ankles
participate.
out, and that's fine.
But people
No
look down
one's-
on me for it.
Who's looking down
I've
on
been
you?
held back in life.
Maybe that's because you're tiny. It's not because your clothes are shit.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get twisting. This is
Yeah.
an annoying one because it's every day pretty much I wear clothes, so this does affect me at pretty much all times.
What?
So
This is
is
such a like.
This
Oh,
is a 7 out of 10. So for
What?
listeners, I'm about to crank this up. Are we ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh dear. I think
pants are too.
we just maximised the amount of twistage. And yeah, that's it. I've got a right old twisted pair of pants on every day because of you setting these trends. If you want to set one, keep it. Don't just keep changing it though. Thanks.
Then it wouldn't be a trend. Anyway, that's all from him. Goodbye. So where did I get to?
Chris, just a little editor's note. Are you watching back in a couple of days? Just cut that down.
This segment is Lousy Advice of the Week. This is things we've seen online or in articles or wherever else. Not that we're reading articles, obviously, we're just seeing things on TikTok and we discuss them. So, Rory, what's the most lousy piece of clothing advice you've received or seen?
This week?
Or what you've seen, yeah.
When?
I don't care when, just, well, whatever, just get on with it.
So I haven't seen advice as such. What I do see quite a lot of, and this might be fine, I don't know, but I think it looks a bit funny. When a man's wearing a suit and he's got like shoes on, and he's got a suit on because he's wearing a suit,
Yeah.
but he hasn't got any socks on.
Yeah.
That seems like it's like a bit of a fashion thing to do because I see that a lot these days.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I'm into it.
Head of trends, Rory told.
However-
forecast for summer, autumn
However,
2025.
I might well have done that back, not with a suit, but I feel like back in the day I might have worn like
pop
some,
sock.
some like, exactly, like trousers with boat shoes or something with no socks on.
Does it not stink as well if you're not wearing a sock? Isn't that just sweaty and
Yeah,
grim?
so I don't know, like that might.
You're scared you're going to get clipped.
I'm
You're
just
being a
very
bit
nervous
frigid
in
right
this
now.
episode because I'm just very conscious I don't really know what I'm talking about and that
Yeah.
I obviously don't know anything about fashion. But
But that's the important of
I
having a
do
podcast.
just, I don't know, something about that when I see, like, when you see someone's like bare ankle on show when they've got a suit on, it's just like, it feels a bit revealing.
Do you think, you think it's a little bit too much?
I don't know, it just feels a bit like very contrasting with the image they're trying to put across.
Right.
Like their naked ankle.
Yeah.
Something about the ankle that just feels like it shouldn't be on show when with a suit.
Right, okay. So you've heard it. Yeah, you can get on the one show suggesting what we should be wearing.
Yeah, because last week I was talking about I'm going to get onto Diary of a CEO. What's the fashion podcast you think I
I
could get
think
onto?
this is like Loose Women, like they have a segment maybe, or
Oh,
like
do they?
Lorraine. Like I
Lorraine.
think when they have a segment being like, what jeans is everyone wearing?
Okay,
What's
so I could
shape?
get onto that.
Yeah, you can just get on there and be like, sack
Oh,
off your
nice.
ankles
Well,
being
Lorraine, I
out.
think you have been in the comments before, but so you know where to go. But again, if you get in the comments, let me know where to come to film the segment with you. I'll be there.
Talking of feet, my piece of advice
Wow,
is that I
segue,
see,
I like
I
it.
just segued so hard right now. There's a big trend at the minute to wear ballet flats. I don't know if you know, do you know like a pump?
Ballet shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did ballet.
No, did you?
Yeah,
When?
when I was like 4.
Oh, right. How did that go?
I don't know. I can't really remember it, but I definitely did it. And I've seen photos of me in the outfit.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah. Anyway.
This isn't about you.
So I'm just saying, sorry, I was just saying, I know you said, do you know what the shoes are? I said, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like generally, like shoes you'd wear that are about, Rory doesn't need to know actually. I'll just talk to you guys. So basically, you all know ballet pumps, like the little shoes are like flat, right? And they've really come into fashion. So people are wearing those like all the time over like boots or trainers or whatever else.
They're not very sturdy though, are they?
This
Like, what
is
if
exactly
they step
my
on
point.
a rock?
Firstly, from having them at school, they absolutely honk. Like
Oh,
when you
that
take
might
your
just be a
school
you
shoes
problem.
off. No, it was everyone. Like particularly if you've been wearing tights all day at school and then you took your shoes off. I used to hate when you'd go around to a friend's house and they'd be like, take your shoes off when you come in the front door, and you were like, I can't. I stink of onions. Like it was like people will understand what I'm talking about. So you wouldn't be able to go to friends'
I hope
houses.
this is just the you problem.
No,
I think
it
we should do a little
genuinely isn't.
social cut down of this next
No.
week and see if it just goes down like a lead balloon. See
No.
if no one comments on it, no one relates.
People will relate to that. And secondly, ballet flex, you're asking for bunions. Like they are not supporting you. I know I sound like an 80-year-old.
Again,
you just
you've
need
got
support.
bunions.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
know.
offer advice on how not
But
to
I
get
actually
bunions.
don't have stinky feet. I've got a lot of things that are wrong with me, right? But the one thing I don't really have is stinky feet. Don't even get me started on stinky feet. So I'm going to end there. Second point is I see a lot online about people getting a colour analysis. You know, when you saw me watching that video on YouTube the other night, and like there was a woman holding like different colours in front of her. It was like ASMR and you were freaking out.
I don't know what she's talking about, but yeah.
Okay, well, basically, colour analysis seems to be this big thing where someone sits down and then the person doing the colour analysis like puts different colours in front of them and like changes them, and it's like, oh, this red brings out your eye. Oh, this colour like brings out your complexion. It's not good. I watch these videos all the time because they're quite relaxing, but like I swear the person looks the same with every single colour. Like I think it's a scam. Like I can't get behind it because everyone in the comments like, yes, blue is so your colour, but I can't see
So what,
it.
they're getting blue hair?
No, they're having different colours put in front of them, and then they're told you should be wearing this shade of blue, red, and green because
Oh,
they're
I
your
see.
colours.
Oh, right.
But I can't get my head around that. I think they all look the same.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't quite understand it. I think I was picturing you saying that they tell them what colour to dye their hair.
No,
It's not.
I feel like this segment is going to have to be two solo statements coming at you rather than us having a discussion.
We could have a discussion on that. So they say this shade of blue suits you.
Yes.
How do they decide that?
Exactly.
Is
They
there
just
there's
hold
no
it in front of
science.
you.
It's
and they-
subjective.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can't get behind subjectivity.
Okay, that's good. My next point is that I think trends are getting quite ridiculous because we need something new so quickly because of social media and the speed of it. Like some of the outfits you now see like that are like fashion, it is just putting something mismatched together so that there is a new trend to be a part of. And I'm thinking like we've zoomed through trends, like, you know, like 90s stuff is now back in.
Yeah.
Like your muscle fit top probably is about to be back in. But like what happens when we run out? Like are we going to end up going back to like the 1800s and dressing like Anne Boleyn? Like I don't know where
That
this-
should come back around. That would be cool. Imagine going out as Henry VIII.
Yeah, like I'm kind of thinking like maybe we should just sack off like
Especially
going
in
back
winter.
to the 1800s.
It'd be quite a practical thing to wear.
Wouldn't it? Like I think I could kind of get behind it. And also they used to
But
like
you'd have to wear one of
pluck-
those like corset things that are really tight.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. But it was really fashionable then to have a massive forehead because it showed how brainy you were. So people would actually pluck the hairs out of their head to give themselves a bigger forehead. But like I've already got it, so I wouldn't need it.
She said it.
Yeah. I knew
I was
I'd
waiting,
say.
but I thought I'd let her.
I didn't take a breath there, so you couldn't talk about my 8 head before I did. So yeah, I feel like Anne Boleyn style, like bar the beheading, that I could 100% get behind.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I forgot actually, because last week I was doing a bit of playing bad cop on these things and trying to disagree with you.
Yeah.
But I think what you've just said there is like a line to me hating trends. Right?
Yeah.
So fine. You've just copied what I said yet again.
Yeah. Well, that's because we're aligned, babe. When you're in love,
We're so
sometimes
aligned,
that
aren't we?
happens. Yeah. My final thing is I think Pinterest is a lie. So like everyone's all like, I'll go on Pinterest to try and find out what outfit you want. But like when you actually see these people on Pinterest, they're always in some weird pose. They're like Zara models. Like they're like holding their top half up or like are like sprawled out. And it's like the clothes look so different when it's posed versus when you're actually like chilling.
Is that what happened with this weird green waistcoat you've
Well, I
got?
think this is a personal issue because I see all these people on Pinterest and I'm like, oh my God, the outfit looks sick. Or I see like influencers like in the morning, they'll be like, morning guys, and they're in their mirror and it looks casual, but it's not. They're like half holding their top up and they're like, morning. And I'm like, that outfit looks sick on them. But then I'm like, it's because they're holding it like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't go around your day like
You could.
in this awkward pose to get to look cool. So
If he wanted to, he would.
that okay, thank you for that. But yeah, that's just something that I've noticed, that there's no point me following Pinterest trends because I do not look like any of these people that are doing it.
So why do you spend so much time on Pinterest?
I don't
Again, I'm here
know.
to fact check, and I see Holly on Pinterest an awful lot.
I
of the
think I
time.
must just hate myself because I'm like, why are you looking at this? Or like when I look at things on ASOS and I'm like, those low-rise jeans are going to look so good on me. Like they're not. They never have and they never will. So why are you looking? Or like the micro short. Why am I buying those? Where am I going to wear
short?
that?
As in, like, is that like a
Tesco's?
mini skirt,
Like,
but in short form?
They're like tiny little shorts. They're like frilly tiny shorts. And I bought some, and then I thought, like, what, you're going to wear that to go around the garden centre with your mum on a Saturday? Like,
Although,
get
no,
a
but
grip.
you must wear those, because when we were in the shop the other day, you were wearing your fleece.
Yeah.
And in the video, people commented saying, "Why aren't you wearing any shorts or
Yeah, but they're
trousers?"
like gym
they were that
shorts.
short.
Yeah, that's true.
So you do wear them.
Well, if you've got it, flaunt it, So shut up. Get off my grill. So have you got any lousy advice? Other than the socks?
Any other? So the other one is just like around the thing that I really struggle with, alongside getting on the trends, is like the big brands and the big brand names.
Yeah.
Like, why are people spending hundreds of pounds, or I don't know how much it is, maybe thousands, God knows,
Yeah.
just to have like some big equivalent of not High-Lane oatcakes, but some big brand name
brand here.
across their top.
Yeah.
I don't know what it like. Maybe I'm not going to name any brands just in case they're thinking of sponsoring us.
Yeah, because we actually think if you're going to sponsor us, and it's really cool to
Yeah.
wear a big brand, isn't it, Rory?
Yeah, exactly. I could easily be persuaded otherwise. I might next week come in full. I don't know what any of these brand names are, so I'm struggling.
Fendi? I don't know if that's a
Fendi.
good one. Is
What's
that all right?
Fendi?
Burberry?
Burberry. Yeah, Burberry. Burberry's pretty cool though, isn't it?
I think they'd want to sponsor us. If they
Yeah, I think
could.
Burberry's too cool. What isn't cool?
Burton?
Burton. I used to wear Burton. Burton was like a
exactly.
cheap shop. No, anyway, back to
But
it.
Burton, if you want to sponsor us, we do actually think you're cool, and we're only joking.
Back to it. Big brands. People are spending thousands or hundreds of pounds just to have. They'd be wearing exactly the same t-shirt as me. It might be even this like awful muscle fit. And instead of High-Lane oatcakes, it'll say Hugo Boss, for instance.
Yeah.
And they've spent £500 on the top, which is made in the same factory, and it's just got a different name printed on it. I think that's mental that people do that. Can't get my head around it. Why they're doing it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Stop doing it. It's lousy advice that you're receiving to go and do that. Stop it. Bye.
Okay. It is New Balance trainers. I also...
That you bought for me.
Yeah, what I think is quite interesting here is Rory's missed off a key thing of these notes. In the last episode, we talked about what to do with your life, and Rory was like, don't go traveling and just spend all your money, it's stupid. And he was directly talking about my brother, because that's exactly what my brother did. However, in this episode, in the show notes, he says, Tom with his Arabiatas, waste of money, clearly just trying to show off.
I didn't want to.
It as a personality trait.
I actually wasn't reading the notes because I was like, I'll just try and remember it, but I've forgotten half of what I'd written down. Yeah, so Holly's brother wears these Arabiata.
I don't think they're actually...
Arigato trainers, probably
Arabiata's
£5,000.
a dessert, I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a
Arabiata.
Tom,
Yeah, he's, why are we wearing those?
Yeah,
That's
he
so much
randomly
money.
he went to Bicester Village and he came out and he had a Kenzo fleece, and then he had 2 pairs of Arabiatas that were like 350 quid, and he took them both travelling. Bearing in mind what Tom would normally just wear, like a sports top or a tracksuit.
Yeah,
it was
seems like
out
a
of the
mental
blue.
use of money.
It was like he'd won the lottery. We were like, Tom, like, what is going on here? Who are you trying to be?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he like going out to All Bar One on a Saturday? Like, he plays World of Warcraft. Like, you don't need Arabiatas. Like, where are you going with that?
He's gonna love this.
Yeah,
He's
anyway,
gonna
Tom, wherever
absolutely
you
love
are.
getting attacked because he does actually listen. He's one of the 5 listeners, so thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Sorry that Rory's being such a cow.
I
towards
wasn't, that was you.
To his own brother-in-law. It's disgusting. Rory did finish that off by saying, I probably just hate spending money and have no taste. And I can back both of those things up. So that probably is the issue here.
Yeah, I am the issue. As I said before, I don't know anything about this.
Get in the comments. You've not told anyone to get in the comments.
That's because I don't tell people. What you do is you ask people kindly. You try and boss our audience around a little too much.
Sorry.
This CEO is getting to your head. As the Kingtern, if people would kindly get in the comments and tell Holly how rude she's been, and tell me how much of a Kingtern I am. General discussion -- question led.
We love a general discussion, which is question led.
Yeah, let's go.
So I thought what we could do here is go through the evolution of our personal fashion looks, because I am someone that is quite flamboyant. I do quite like to be not ahead of the trends, sorry, because that sounds like I think I know what I'm doing. I like clothes. I like fashion. I like things that are bright and exciting. I like to be able to express myself through clothes. Have I ever got it right? No, but will I still do it? Yes. So I thought this could be quite a good way to see the evolution of that. And I think a lot of you will relate because it's heavily, very millennial.
Yeah, hard relate, girl, queen.
Hard. Oh, I just did a peace sign. I'm being so millennial right now. Okay, so I'm starting off at like year 6. Where are you starting off?
Yeah, I'll start off around then.
Okay, so
Maybe we can go back and forth.
yeah, let's go back
So
and
let's
forth.
do primary school, then high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So This is the only point I've got from year 6, but I suddenly had this memory of this moment. Basically in school, I always desperately wanted to fit in, and I didn't think about coming up with my own ideas. So I just watched other people. And there were these girls at school that were really cool. And they must have had older siblings because they would bring in pads and tampons to show off and be like, we've got our period. And I was like, for fuck's sake, I didn't get mine until I was 15, so I could not be part. And I just remember them so clearly, putting it in their tray. And I remember going home saying to my mum, can I have some tampons to put in my tray? And she was like, you've not even hit puberty. Where are you going to shove? I didn't even know where the tampon went.
Well, you didn't know what it was for, or you just wanted one?
I always remember them being in my mum's bedside drawer and being so fascinated, being like, what is she doing with these? And just getting them out of the wrapper and pushing them up and down and being like, what part is that going in her belly button? I was like, where is that going? Still curious now. Anyway, fashion evolution in year 6.
Yeah, I think I was going to kind of carry on the conversation there, but actually let's steer away from the tampon conversation. Let's get back to fashion.
Let's get straight to thongs. In year 6, I remember vividly there was this trend that the girls had thongs, right? And they'd have their school skirt. I can't believe this because we were 10, 11. And when they would bend down to go in their trays, they would purposely have it that their thong was hanging out the back.
What?
And I know.
Sure. What, age 11 girls are doing that?
And I was like, oh my God, this is what's going to make me finally fit in, is having a thong at 10 years old. So I remember, this would have been embarrassing, but it was worth it, saying to my mum, all the girls at school are wearing thongs. Can you get me one? My mum was like, I just can't believe she agreed to it. She was like, yeah, fine. So my mum took me to Asda and let me choose one. And I remember being so embarrassed to go up to the till. And this particular thong, it was a G-string. I can't believe
Do you reckon we could get that
this
on the Twister next week?
Yeah, this G-string, just black. And then at the back, it had this little diamante buckle and a bow, because I remember it specifically. Anyway, I never obviously wore it to school because it was incredibly uncomfortable. I couldn't believe that. I was almost upset that this was going to be my life moving forward, because I presumed as a teen or as an adult, that's what you did. You just had this thong up your ass. What I would do is I can't believe I'm sharing this actually.
Yeah, sorry, my
looks of concern.
Should we look away?
yeah.
Basically,
My stories aren't quite like this. I was just going to list what I was wearing. I wasn't going into
the producers had turned away.
They feel too uncomfortable to listen to Holly talking about 11-year-old Holly with a thong. They can't watch. Neither can I. I might go over there for a minute.
Sorry. But basically, what I would do is I would keep it in my drawer, but I didn't want anyone to know. So I kept it under some wallpaper in my drawer. And then I would just try it on every now. I would just try it on every now and then put it back.
What, so you wouldn't wear it into school?
I would never wash it because I was just trying it on and off. And that can't be hygienic. Anyway, we're moving on to sixth form now, so you can both spin back around.
And they're back in the room.
So, sorry, did you have a similar trend in school?
I was just going to list. I literally had a bullet point that I was going to say. I wasn't going into this story about wearing a thong. So I can just say.
I just thought that was quite a good story.
Actually, no, I think we'll just go through yours. Mine's boring.
What was yours? No, what were you going to follow that with?
I was just going to say, when I was in primary school, I went through a bit of a skater phase.
Oh, yeah.
Where my hair was a bit longer.
Similar vibes.
And yeah. I was just wearing kind of like skatery clothes. I don't know exactly what. And I'm thinking I might have even, I don't think I did, but something similar to like an Iron Maiden t-shirt.
And did you have no idea who that was?
No, I liked Iron Maiden.
Oh, right. Did you have DC trainers?
Etnies, Element.
Yeah.
Those were the skater brands.
Yeah. Did you skate?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you get any chicks?
From skating? No.
Yeah. Oh, right. Just pure skating. I imagine you more on a scooter.
I did. We did then, for some reason, we regressed. We started on skating, but we then, as we got older, went to scootering for some reason, which is, a bit loser.
That is a bit loser.
But if you do scooter, enjoy it. I'm sorry.
So, sixth form, then it was straight Jack Wills, everything. What you would do, I think it's because we used to hang out with the boys. I went to a state school, but we used to hang out with boys that went to a private school. By hang out, we'd follow them around and pray and invite them to our parties, even though we didn't really know them. We just had them on MSN. They'd wear Jack Wills polos, but they'd wear two to show, I presume, to show how much cash they had. I don't know. So they'd have two collars popped up. And what we would do is we would wear a Jack Wills vest top underneath, but the logo was at the bottom, so that was hanging out. And then on top of that, you'd wear a crew or Jack Wills polo. bearing in mind, like crew is like jewels.
Oh,
like surely that's for
crew
like old
clothing.
people.
Yeah, like sailing, is it?
Yeah, so I don't know why we thought that was cool, but that was the vibe. And also what you do is you'd wear like pants that had the jack wheels hanging out as well. And then we just follow these boys around the private schools. That was where, this is a story for another time, but this is about not a form of flame. This is someone that I fancied at school.
Brilliant.
He used to always wear to parties, and we thought he was the shit. He had like really big hair, they'd hairspray, and he had this jumper on. It had this woman on the back with like a stiletto, like an outline, and he called himself the Clunge King. And then he just had the Clunge King written on his top.
He wrote it on there.
He got a top made that said the Clunge King.
Wow, that was ahead of like, people didn't used to really do that so much, like make personalised t-shirts back then.
He was innovative.
Yeah.
And we all fancied the Clunge King so much. And he used to turn up to parties always with the Clunge King
Because like, he
stash
called
on.
himself the Clunge King, so everyone just kind of had to believe that was the case. They're
It
like,
was
if
smart,
he says the Clunge King, he must be the Clunge King, therefore I must go after him.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be like other boys who'd be like, oh my God, mate, you got so much clunge. Like, you're the Clunge King. Like, he would have decided.
Yeah.
But apparently he sees some of my content and he loves it when he gets a Clunge King's shout out. So Clunge King, if you're
you're
here.
still listening?
Yeah.
Get in the comments, Clunge King.
Yeah.
We get you on the Naughty Knickers if you want. You want to sponsor them?
Yeah, he's married now, I think. They're engaged.
Boring.
He's not the king of clunge anymore, but so we always have to move on. Sixth form, have you got any vibes
Does his
there?
wife know he's called the Clunge King?
I don't quite know.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to him directly. A friend said that she saw him at a wedding and he was like, oh my God, I love when I get a shout out from Holly about being the Clunge King. So
Wow.
you're welcome.
That's funny.
Yeah. Have you got anything to say about sixth form?
As I got into sixth form, I started going to the gym a bit more.
Oh my God, you're obsessed with this.
No, but I started to wear like tight t-shirts and quite tight short sleeve shirts that would be like right on the bicep and then like button them right up to the top.
Nice.
And it wasn't a good look. And I'll admit that. And I'll hold my hands up.
Yeah.
And I'll say my not so lousy advice is don't do that. Don't wear really tight t-shirts because you just look like you're trying to show off.
So we move on to uni. Uni for me was tiny hot pants and peplum tops. Also, I went to Oxford Brookes and I only went there because it was
show
near
off.
home. Yeah, what am I like? But everyone there was really posh and had loads of cash. So it was odd because all these people were like, their families were like millionaires, but they'd all dress like they had no money. Like the people that had money were dressing like they had no money at all. I couldn't quite get my head
The
around
less
that.
money it looked like you had. the
Yeah,
more
it was
you
like
really
trendy
had.
to look like you didn't
Yeah,
have money, which I was just like, so I didn't really know what I was meant to be doing in that situation. Then I had this one girl, right? Hopefully she's not listening, that I lived with in like fourth, or I can't remember what year it was. And she got in the habit of stealing my stuff. So I remember being like to her, like, I swear that's my top. She says, no, it's not. Anyway, I had this one bra and it was from BHS and I'd got it when I was like...
BHS?
Yes, I'd got it when I was like...
Didn't that close about
16.
15 years ago?
Yes, but like my boobs never grew, so I was always in the same bra. So this is from BHS. It was old and purple, so I knew for a fact she didn't have one. She came in my room and she was wearing it. And I was like, "You're wearing my bra?" And she's like, "No, I'm not." And I was like,
Who
Anyway.
would steal a BHS bra from someone?
Exactly. So anyway, she would steal my stuff and she'd put them in her wardrobes and her drawers. So I'd had enough. This obviously isn't good and you shouldn't go back at someone, but I couldn't help it. I wanted that bra back. So I went into her drawer when she was out and I took my bra back. But then also while I was there, I'd forgotten my heel boots and I had a night out. So I was like, I'm going to wear her heel boots. So I put her heel boots on, but she was 2 sizes smaller than me. Went on the night out, came back and was like, oh my God, I've got away with it, put it back in her wardrobe. But then for the next few weeks, I was like, oh, my big toe really hurts. And for like 6 weeks, it killed, but I didn't know why. Then eventually I went to change my nail polish. So I took it off and my toenail was like lifted up and my toe was purple. And I'd got a blister under my toenail.
That's grim.
And my best friend had to get a nail and she had to shove it up my toenail. And then loads of pus came rushing out.
No thanks.
And sorry, everyone, but that is karma. That was karma for me because karma's only a bitch if you are.
Sorry, we're trying to offer advice here to people about fashion.
Yeah, no,
can
this
you
is
get to
general
the point?
discussion, question led.
Yeah, I know, but as part of the the podcast is generally we're meant to be offering advice. Is the advice
Don't
that don't
steal your
steal
friends'
clothes?
And if
Okay,
they're stealing
fine.
your clothes,
Yeah,
don't just do it back. Be a bigger person.
You could have summarised that much quicker than just going through that whole story.
Okay, sorry. Then we got to my 20s. I just dressed how whatever boy I fancied at the time liked. Like if they were posh, I would dress fancy. If they were cool, I'd dress cool. If they were street,
And
I'd
I
dress
really
street.
like girls that look like a tennis ball, so she's gone for that.
Now I'd only wear something that was comfortable. Like I just like wearing my Weird Fish fleece. I love Weird Fish.
Yeah, pardon. So the one brand I've ever really worn is Weird Fish, just because like I had like, I don't know, there's comfy fleeces.
He's been getting ready to be a dad since the age of 18.
So I've always just worn a Weird Fish fleece, and Holly is always mugged me off for it, being like, yeah, as you just did then, saying you look like a dad. For my birthday this year, Holly got everyone to dress up as me. So that everyone, I'm known for wearing the Weird Fish. So a lot of people wore a Weird Fish, as did Holly. She bought it as a joke. Now she wears it every day.
I love.
It's on the floor right in front of me.
Yeah. Well, you can't see it, but you can imagine it.
Imagine it. Imagine a Weird Fish fleece.
So yeah.
So I've actually set a trend there, which is pretty. I mean, people might start wearing them more after they hear this.
That's true. And then my final point is I've also got so addicted to selling all my clothes on Vinted that I actually now hardly have anything left. Like I needed.
That's not true.
No, I needed the thrill so much.
You've got so much.
Listen, ignore him. I don't know what he's doing. He's just bleating on. But I've got so addicted to selling clothes that like I need the rush of selling something more than the enjoyment of having clothes that I like. I can't stop.
Please don't stop, because you've got way too many clothes and they need to go.
He's literally chatting out of his arsehole. Just ignore it. It's just like white noise at this point.
Would people like us to do a bonus episode where we actually just answer a load of your questions? Because a lot of questions do come through each week and we can't answer them all, but maybe we could just try and cram a load into an episode. Could be fun.
Could be so fun.
Yeah. Now we're on to Don't Take My Advice. This is where our audience have kindly sent in some questions. Very kindly. Thank you very much for sending them in. Every episode, before we film them, I do ask very kindly for our audience to send them through. So look out for that on the Instagram. Yeah. Because I'll be saying, anyone want to send them through? You think, yeah, I do. Send them through. Have a look. And then they might get read out on the show. Yeah. Anyway, so what they've said is they've got their first ever boyfriend last month.
Nice. Well done.
Said, how long until you can try and sort out his clothes? He seems to wear a lot of white sweatshorts.
Well, look what I'm dealing with. Like, if you're a watcher right now, you'll see that I don't have any advice for this because I've been with Rory for 5 years and look at the shit show that's going on beside me. If you're a listener and you don't know what clothes Rory wears, just look on our social channels and you'll get the vibe. I think you're going, like, it's wasted energy. There's no point. It's like you're trying to swim upstream.
I don't think it is. I just think that I am that anti having to buy into all this fashion business that it's not going to work on me, but like friends such as Johnny.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, true. Martha did it.
Yeah, Martha's bought all his wardrobe and he wears it.
I'm not a strong enough soldier. Like my friend Martha, yeah.
She's strong. She's stronger than you and I'm stronger than him. So it's like perfect for them.
Yeah.
Not good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Martha managed to get, like, her boyfriend loved like spray on skinny jeans and she's got him in like a cool trowel now.
Yeah, like baggy trousers.
Yeah, whereas Rory, there's just absolutely no point. There's no point me wasting my energy. Luckily, sometimes when we're out, people think we're just siblings and not that I've like chosen him by choice. They must just think he's got a fashionable sister. So I've just accepted that I take the limelight and I've got an unfashionable boyfriend, but he's very kind and he's quite nice and he's quite smart. So that's all I can really ask for at this point.
So what, sorry, can you answer that question?
So my answer is, I just, honestly, I'm defeated. Like, if you like him enough, just accept, try and battle him down. But if you can't, you can't. And like, just think about how many other benefits you're getting. If there's not many, again, dump him and find another one. There's plenty more efficient.
I think you have to go hard. I think what you can't do is just give them advice. I think you need to buy them. Like, you've bought me these trainers, so I'll wear these trainers.
Can buy things.
If Holly said to me, go and buy those trainers, I'd say, absolutely no way. But she's bought them for me. I'm like, okay, might as well wear them.
Or you could start a fire with what he's currently got, so he's got to get a whole new wardrobe. But I think arson isn't always the advice for everything.
No, we recommend a lot of lousy things on this podcast. Arson is not one of them.
Okay. Next question. Don't understand people paying loads of money for brands. Does this make me uncool? How are people affording? Is not understanding brands making me feel like an outsider? Anyone else feel like, have you written this?
Yeah, this question, I liked this question, which is why I included it.
Yeah.
Because basically they're asking, why do people spend a load of money on brands? I don't know. You're asking the wrong person because I don't know either. Holly, do you know?
No, I don't know.
We don't know. So let's just keep not knowing.
Yeah, just don't do it, babe.
Yeah. We agree with you.
Yeah. You'll go.
Right, Holly. I don't know if this question's great for you.
Why are we doing this cycle to work?
So this question says they cycle to work.
Why?
And they want to know what's a good alternative to waterproof trousers because it's often raining.
Right.
But waterproof trousers obviously don't look great. And also, what are the best brands that double up as good for cycling?
Yeah.
But also good office attire?
I don't know. Get a grip.
It's a really specific question. It's quite hard to answer.
Like, do you not? You need to get on Millets' podcast, not mine.
Millets?
I don't know.
Millets is camping.
Is it same thing or Mountain Warehouse? Like, how are you going to have an office sleigh in a waterproof trouser? Like, get a grip.
That's what they're saying. That's their issue. They don't want to wear waterproof trousers, but they want to wear something that they can cycle in.
I think sack off cycling into work. That just sounds long and arduous.
No,
Or sack off going to work. One of them needs to give.
I used
don't
to
care
cycle
which.
in, and I'd just get changed when I got there. Just do that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd get there, have a shower, change, then you. Although what that would lead to often was wardrobe malfunctions, where
Why?
because you had to remember to pack everything every day.
Yeah.
So I'd often I was talking about wearing. It probably got cut actually, but I was talking about wearing people wearing suits with no socks earlier.
Yeah.
I had to do something similar once in the office where I forgot to bring black socks with me, so I was wearing my suits with white socks and my black shoes.
That's awful.
So I had it didn't look great.
Yeah. Is that
And
what's
I've
happening today?
also forgot.
Is this the war?
I forgot to bring a shirt in once, so I wore my trousers, black shoes, and then just like a sports top that absolutely stunk because I'd cycled in it all week. So I don't think my advice would be get changed when you get there, but also pack like a few backup outfits at work in case you forget.
That's very smart. Final question. Boyfriend doesn't like my jumper. Perfect thickness, oversized, material perfect. Love the neckline. Says I look like a Brussels sprout. Do I ditch the jumper or the boyfriend? I think definitely get rid of the boyfriend. 100%. I think if you're ever wondering whether to give up one thing or the other thing, and one of them's a boyfriend, it is always the boyfriend that has to go.
Yeah, agreed. Wear what you want. Like, don't let him tell you.
Yeah, there's so many boys out there. You just have to remember that sometimes. We're now at the end of the podcast. I know you must be also gutted. I love this. I feel like a proper news producer when I do that.
Presenter.
News presenter. Anyway, let's go through things that we've learned this episode. Rory, what have you learned?
What I've learned is, and I set out on this episode with high hopes, and I was very open to trying to learn new things about the fashion world and trying to get into the fashion world. However, I've not learned anything. Turns out that my co-host knows absolutely nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to buying one t-shirt every 5 years. It's plain, it's white, plain black.
Perfect.
Until it's got like so many holes in that Holly says, right, it needs to go in the bin. I'm just going to continue doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think other people should do that. Don't buy into these trends. Like, you're going to might as well spend your money on something more exciting, like golf or something. I don't know.
That's so exciting. This is actually what I've got as mine as well. It's like, think, why are you actually buying this? I hate to agree with my tiny little intern, but I've written here, like, Rory has 5 t-shirts and he is having a great time in life. Like, I think social media makes you feel like you need an outfit, you need something to post, you need a new outfit for your holiday. But like, I think you've got to think, if social media didn't exist, like, would you still buy that? Would you still need another outfit? Like, no one is keeping tallies as whether you've worn that wedding dress to another wedding. Like, nobody cares about what anyone else is doing other than themselves. So I think be more like Rory. Like, he has got a tiny weeny wardrobe.
Whoa, I wonder where that was going.
That's for another episode, but he's got a big life. So there we go. And also my final one is, there's a difference between being stood up outfits and being sat down outfits. Like, you might think something looks cool, but if you've got to sit at a restaurant, you've got to unbutton those jeans, it's not going to work. So make sure you've always got an outfit that is suitable to the occasion you're going to. And yeah, that's all my advice.
Nice. Okay. So in summary, we don't really know much about fashion. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, in summary, we don't know anything. This is all Lousy Advice. If you want to see more of us, you can follow us. That's Lousy Advice on Instagram and TikTok. And you can find me if you type in Holly Morris 3 S's on Instagram or Holy Morridge on TikTok. Rory's starting to make some content, but it's a bit cringe, so I'm not going to give you the username. But if you see it, please give it a pity like. And everything else will be in the show notes. We'd love if you could please rate this podcast and follow it on whatever platform.
I would love it if you could do that.
I would love it so much, because
and you know I like the comments.
What road are we on to, Rory?
The road to breaking even.
We honestly can't wait to try and break even on this podcast. We'd love to keep it up, but we honestly can't without your support.
We've got people saying, like, very kindly saying, we want more per week. I'm sorry, we can't do that until we've got some big brand name on these naughty knickers. Yeah. And to do that, we're going to need some follows, we're going to need some subscribes, we're going to need some pokes, and we're going to need some comments.
You're so
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
And thank you. And as we always say...
don't take my advice for it.
No, say it together. And as we always say, don't take my word for it. Bye.
Bye.
Woo!